just want to have a little talk, but I also want to ask you a question. I'm going to lead with a question. Hopefully you'll answer down in the comments. I mean, like, I actually want you to think about this answer and answer it in a legitimate manner, not just like making goofy things up. So a year ago, I did a video on this, not this exact watch, but this model of watch, the Seiko SPDC 073, aka the Frost Monster. 1 year ago, I did the video on this. You could buy this watch at that time for about $500. Now, on the very, very low end of things, and like by chance, Johnny on the spot, like you got to be ready to pull the, the buy button and everything, like you're gonna spend like $675. I mean, and that's like, you're not gonna see them at $675. That's a rare occasion. Typically, this watch is gonna sell anywhere from the $800 to $1,000 mark. So, and I understand supply and demand and all that. So when I'm asking the question, it's more of like, who is buying these watches that were already kind of like, at $500, that's really arguably where this watch is really worth. But then because it's a special colorway or a limited edition, who's buying these at the $800 to $1,000 mark? Obviously, it's people with more discretionary income or just more emphasis on the hobby in the direction that they're going. But there's other watches, so it's a little confusing to me. But yet I can also understand it. Like if I really wanted the Frost Monster and I missed out on it, then you have to pay what you have to pay. So then you have to make that decision. Do you spend $800 to $1,000 to pick one up, knowing that a year ago you could have picked one up for $500? Well, you don't have a time machine. I'm certain those cost more than $300 to $500. Can you even buy a time machine? So I guess I understand it, but it also baffles me sometimes why certain watches people are willing to pay a premium for. But on the flip side, is $800 to $1,000 the top of the market for this? So even if you are a flipper or a collector and you know that it's kind of like an investment, even though we all preach don't invest in watches, to a certain extent, if you look at history, there are certain watches that continue to increase in value. And I don't know what the top market is on this. I really don't know. Maybe it's 2,000, maybe it's 3,000. I talked to Wayne that had that insane monster collection. There are models that sometimes are limited edition, but sometimes are not limited edition, that go up in value so high that it'll blow your mind. I talked to my buddy Michael that is into the G-Shock Frogman. Frogmans are the same way. Non-limited edition frogs. They just were in production for a short period of time, and you go looking at used Frogmen and the prices will blow your mind. 8,000 and up that actually sell because people have the money and they really want it. It is what it is. So I'm not here to judge, obviously, people on how much money they spend on something. I really don't care. I think it's actually, to a certain extent, slightly entertaining to see people spend big money on luxury items. I think it's kind of cool. So anyway, I just wanted to share this and this topic and have the interaction with you guys. And I had this Frost Monster. You don't see these very often. So I wanted to document it again a year later after showing it when it first came out. I did throw this one on the time grapher. A Patreon, actually, Ned, sent this over. This thing is running plus 3 seconds. I don't think he wore it a ton because, I mean, there's some slight wear marks on it, but it's not worn like my Monster. It's not like really worn. This is like superficial, just he wore it a few days and he got a couple little scratches on the bracelet. Other than that, this thing is in excellent condition. So let me know what you guys think. I definitely have to kill the lights because we have monsters in front of the camera. We have to see some lume and the 3D print monster off to the left. Yeah, monsters are still great, guys. I love these watches. See you on the next vid.